The season premiere of Kevin Hart's new interview show, Heart to Heart, debuted with Ben Affleck as his first guest, where Ben addressed his resting bee face, as well as his wife, JLO, and her fame, which he calls bananas. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and we have a Ben Affleck update for you. Now, this interview was taped a while back, so TMZ's out there, he's calling her his wife. I mean, this was clearly recorded before some of the more recent drama, but it is pretty telling because he seems very fond and speaks very well of JLO. And we're going to get to the JLO comment in a minute, but I wanted to first have him address why he always looks so upset in photos. Sad Affleck, as they call it. Here's a bit on that from the show.
A bit shy. I also don't like a lot of attention. This is why people see me and they're like, "Well, this dude always mad." He's always bored. Because somebody has their camera and stick it in my face, and I'm like, okay, here we go.
Just because I don't. This is not what I feel like doing. I don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, and also,
who does like that?
So because I'm with my kids and you're taking my picture. And actually what I like to do is do something much more definitive than just like angry. Look at you like this. And I may be angry that you're around my child. I don't mind. You take my picture, come out of a club or premiere or whatever, my wife, I don't give a fuck. We went somewhere.
With his wife, with a club, with a premiere, he's made it very clear, take my picture. When my kids are around, or clearly when he's having some sort of private moment with his wife, that's when he gets upset. And yes, that's factual. That's usually when he gets more upset.
Also may be somebody who, like, I do find myself, I'm like, be sitting there at home, I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. And nothing's wrong. I'm like, nothing. I'm listening to this thing, I start thinking something wrong. But
you have resting bitch face.
Bitch face.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is?
I have resting hard face.
No, do you know what that is?
Resting hard face. He didn't like being called a bitch. But Kevin, elaborates.
People
who have that, it's a thing. Kevin Hart's not wrong.
And those people are actually just cool.
Yeah, it is a thing where you see somebody, and I have also, it's been part of I've noticed this, I'm like, people are projecting something onto me that I don't feel about myself at all. And one of it is I do think it gives up, whether it's a certain look or I don't know, role or something, or look like somebody, or shit came easy to this dude, or people like, for a long time, they'd be like, this guy's a frat guy. I've never been in a fraternity one day in my life. Never once. Right. Been inside.
I mean, Good Will Hunting sort of seemingly made it seem like you were that kind of guy. I mean, blue collar, like sort of guy. Anyway, but he goes and expresses like everyone just has these projections about him. Now, that's where he comes up and explains. And I can understand. I've never had an issue with Sad Affleck. I would hate that kind of press as well. Who could really handle that? Someone who really needs it. Someone like his wife, JLO. Now, he addresses the fame level of JLO. Calling the level of fame bananas. He goes on to talk about his kids. Actually comes up where he talks about it with Jen all the time. He says about how, his kids and what their life's going to be and how important it is for his legacy to be defined by his kids who are the most important to him. And he's always present and aware of trying to make sure he's there for them and supporting them and making sure they're able to do the thing. But so it pivots a little bit more as he's talking about his daughter and his daughter wanting to eventually write a biography. It's going to come around and he'll get to the punchline, but to do so, he tells a story about JLo's fame, and here it is.
So we went somewhere with Jen. I can't remember because she's so famous and she creates this. People love her, and she really represents something important to people. People are like, hey, I like your movie. JLo.
Maybe they used to. They're starting to not as much anymore, but I digress.
It's amazing. You know what I mean? I think it was when we rolled through Times Square. We had to get out of the car. We were going to a play, and I was like, fuck it, baby. We're going to be late. Mr. The other kids were like, we got to walk a block and a half. She was like, all right. She didn't even say shit. And I was like, come on, we got to walk. We got to go. Let's get out the car. You get impatient. The motherfuckers, the traffic's going to be 10 minutes. So start at 3 minutes. Take us 2 minutes to walk. Get out with her, all the kids, through Times Square, and the shit was like a fucking bananas. Yeah. It was like the mayor. Fuck the mayor. It was like the king.
In the middle of it, you're going, I fucked up.
I was like, oh my God.
Well, it's interesting how he says, so we're going to play it. I got to stop and start for commentary. Everyone gets annoyed when I do this. If you want to watch it, go watch Heart to Heart Season 4, Episode 1. You can watch the whole clip yourself. But TMZ is sort of hyping this up of like, oh yeah, he's calling it her fame as. I mean, I think he's underestimating. He's famous too. Ben Affleck comes out. Ben Affleck and JLo. Oh my God, look, it's the power couple. It's Bennifer. It's definitely more of a thing. So not to dispute that JLo isn't famous and has her fans. She does. People want to hate on her, but she does. But The dude clearly doesn't think about the fame or the photography. Like, he's out in Times Square, which, as you know, is massively populated with tourists. And he's so late to his thing with his own kids. He decides, you know what? Let's just get out and we'll walk. Not even realizing, oh, right, I'm Ben Affleck and this is JLO. And oh my God, we're going to get hounded by people.
I was like, well, and there's a lady in a full, like, purple. You can see it on the internet somewhere. Full, she's smoking weed. She's wearing a purple skin tight suit. She's big, heavy lady. And she sees it, she starts running backwards, filming, going, JLO! It's like a herald that then gets everyone else, and then they're all tourists, whatever, just woof. Then I'm moving. We got like our 5 kids, me and Jen, and it's like, it feels like hundreds of people. And now
worst traffic.
Screaming. And my daughter just turns to me and goes, JLO was my stepmother. I was like, all right, that's a good title. Could be a lot worse than that.
She's got another title. By the way.
Now, look, I find that cute and telling. That's why I wanted to share the whole clip, because TMZ and everywhere else isn't giving you the full clip. As he's talking about the bananas of the fame and everything else, which I think he's being kind to himself. He would attract fame too, and fans. The daughters seem smart, funny. My stepmom is JLo. There's like a loving way she's saying that. Like, clearly it's a nice unified family, which I think we lose focus on as many people talk about Bennifer and everything else. I do believe there's actual genuine family love in that union, which is why I do think it's sad when people want them to break up. I've never wanted them to break up. I think JLo's got issues she's not addressing and constantly playing victim, which I don't like. But the daughter saying that, there's a part of it that seems like, yeah, there's true familial love there, or she's being sarcastic, kind of almost busting on her dad. Like, this is what you did, Dad. My stepmom is JLo. That's what's kind of beautiful about it. I feel like it's kind of both ways, where she's kind of knocking it, but also lovingly supporting it for the sake of her dad. And so I don't know. I just found that very telling and interesting. What do you think? And honestly, I do like Ben Affleck. When I see him in interviews talking, he is much more interesting and nicer. And even in the documentary, he's all very nice. So look, interesting insight. Also, I'm realizing I don't think I explained. My cat bit my cheek while I was sleeping, because my cat's crazy. My cat is very vicious and just, I don't know, nightmare. I don't know. Anyway, I'm okay, but it stings a little bit. But didn't want don't want you guys to worry too much. JLo didn't get me. I'm okay. Neosporin is on there. I'm doing okay. But what did you think about this? What did you think about this? You can watch the full interview of Heart to Heart over on Peacock with Ben Affleck. Of course, TMZ always sort of tries to over-exaggerate what it is. It's not as bananas. I mean, he's not really criticizing her. He's actually very loving to her. Granted, this was taped a while ago, so say what we will. I don't know how much that connects to what they're currently going through. But look, I'm not trying it's hard. I'm trying to be positive, but man, that documentary, which if you haven't seen it, I'll put it at the end of this one too. That JLo documentary is insane. She needs help. She is a absolute workaholic narcissist who doesn't even realize it, blames others. And I feel sorry, because I do believe there's love. I believe there's lust. I believe their kids are probably connected. And I believe they are trying to probably do the best they can. But JLo, man, it's not looking good. Leave Ben Affleck alone. Stop dragging him all the press. Just do your thing, and he can do his thing. And it seems like maybe that's what they're finally doing. I don't know. But interesting to see that he was calmly referring to as his wife and speaking lovingly about her a few months ago when this was taped. I assume this was taped around the roast, because Kevin Hart was clearly with Ben Affleck prepping for that Tom Brady roast, which would have been about a month ago. So that's probably where this sort of happened at the same time. But what do you guys think? Does this surprise you? Do you like Ben? Are you not Team Ben? Hit that subscribe, hit that bell for all alerts, smash that like button as well, the thumbs up, and tell us your thoughts. Team Ben, Team Jen, I want to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. We got so much more here on Popcorn Planet.